Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Comes to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for December 18th, 2021, with your host, Beastbreaker244, and ramp it up, Salon.
Hello.
The last TGS of the year.
I don't know if it's your mic or if it's your connection, but it is occasionally cutting out like a lot of what you're saying.
I don't know why. My connection seemed fine all stream.
Then it might be your mic.
Hang on. Oh, yeah. The sensitivity is incredibly high. Let's turn that down. That would be the problem. It was really set up really high, which no. I need that lower, please. But yeah, our next TGS is actually on the 1st of next year. By some miracle of scheduling. I don't know how.
Reasons.
But yeah, we have a decent amount to talk about. That depends on how much you want to talk about on like the first two things. Because that's where the chunk of, that's where the chunk of the news is. But Tommy, what have you been playing the last couple weeks?
Well, obviously Infinite.
Yeah.
Honestly think that and Forza Horizon's actually been about the only things I've been playing.
I played a little bit more of Infinite, not too much more. I am fine with the core gameplay of it. I don't know if I care for how much of it is just, hey, go to this one specific area to do a thing. Now go to this specific area to do a thing. Like, I don't know if Halo needs this, but alright.
I feel like I like what they're trying to do with it. I just don't know if the execution's completely there.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those that I like it in the aspect of it gives something new to the game. But at the same time, I kind of also want to just replay some of the missions, and that's not a thing.
Yeah, that won't be a thing till next year, because apparently...
That's one of those that it's kind of pushing me to the whole, not really that big of an incentive to go through and try to get everything, because what's really the point? You can't use it against any of the bosses.
Yeah.
Like, the core game, the story and everything, I think they realized their screw-ups with 5. I really think they realized the screw-ups, and this was their big I'm sorry letter to everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that if we proceed forward from here and not backtrack and in the next one just out of nowhere decide, oh yeah, remember that thing about, the one character not being around anymore? Yeah, yep. Welcome back.
Well, apparently, bear
in mind, I am trying to lightly dodge spoilers because just in case.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, because it's just a thing on a brute that you'd have to, actually look at his dead body to see. But apparently one of them has Locke's helmet on him. Strapped to his shoulder pad. but like there is no mention of it ever.
I could see that actually, though.
Whoa, nice graphic. You mean you haven't played it yet?
Because for all we know, every other Spartan except for the remainder of Blue Team was probably killed.
Well, apparently, Blue Team got sent somewhere. They're vague on where in an audio log. Locke apparently got sent somewhere else. Other Spartans might be with evacuated Infinity personnel.
Get my hands on that game.
Palmer is mentioned being on Infinity, but no word on where Palmer is. And no word on where the rest of Locke's team is, I guess. Because Locke's the only guy who gets named. Also, no mention of the Arbiter at all whatsoever, which... Of course not.
And you know, that's kind of... That's one of those that I'm like, I get it. We're kind of exiting the Arbiter storyline kind of deal. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't the Banished keep tabs on Arbiter? I get why the UNSC wouldn't, because, you know, they kind of had that whole, yeah, you got the rest of them to quit killing us, so we're going to let you just do your own thing like we were before.
Yeah.
But I would have to think that they would be just as important enemies to the Banished as any of the humans.
Yeah. I just find it weird that the Banished are being elevated so hard. I'm like, isn't this supposed to be just like one group of people that just broke off from the Covenant because they went, fuck the Prophets? We gotta go do our own shit?
I wonder if that's really yes or no on that concept.
Yeah.
Because it almost feels like... It almost feels like the Banished are still doing the exact same footsteps that the Covenant did. They're looking up to a higher being that actually is above them.
Mm-hmm.
AKA the Covenant to the Prophets. So far we've seen the Banished to the other... I'm wrong on this, aren't I? But Forerunner?
I don't think... I believe they're supposed to be called the Endless.
Well, I mean, in the... You know, like the two we've already... killed? Question mark?
I think those are two different things, apparently. Like, you're talking about the guy from 4 and the chick from this one.
Yeah.
Okay, those are apparently two different people, or two different species. She's not Forerunner.
Why? We had a good option with that.
Because to quote a review I heard, we're introducing something that's worse than the Flood. Because we're introducing something that was immune to the Halo rings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No. There's a reason I say wow. Because that statement right there tells me that someone didn't pay attention to the Bungie Halo games. The Flood's immune to the Halo rings. The Flood's not immune to the Halo rings destroying the Flood's food.
Right. But these guys are also immune to the Halo rings. But instead of, you know, a parasite, they're a regular species instead of goop monsters. I guess.
But that also still goes back to that whole concept there.
Yeah.
Because now we've just established the fact that the Halo rings wouldn't, in fact, destroy the Flood's food source, because then they could just attack this other thing that also survives the rings.
Except the forwarders went, fuck those people, put them in crypto boxes and bury them on this Halo. And that's going to be the new faction, I guess, coming up, because apparently there's a DLC to come for Halo Infinite called The Endless. Because this game would not shut up about the Endless and do nothing about it.
Yeah, I feel like that was missed right there.
And apparently there was a cutscene seen in a trailer that is not in this game. Which incredibly suggests, there is more. Which makes sense, because didn't they use some live service terminology with this game?
I don't know if they necessarily used like full-on live service terminology, but basically the way they kept spinning it at the beginning was, yeah, this is Halo going forward.
Yeah. They were using some verbiage, but not like
I don't think
saying this is a live service.
Yeah, I don't think they were full-on saying it was a live service game. They were more saying it was going to be... really, to put it out there, because of the simple fact that we really don't have much else comparative to it. Kind of Bungie, like Bungie's Destiny-esque kind of concept.
Yeah, but, none of the multiplayer stuff.
That's why I said really, because we kind of don't have anything else like it at the moment.
Yeah. I've seen all of the story stuff, because I wasn't going to play through the game to find out if this was garbage or not, so...
I was willing to give them a shot.
Reviews didn't help.
They started out good, so I stuck with it, and I really feel like the Endless was the biggest ease out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And if anyone was expecting otherwise, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, what I was really kind of hoping the whole way through, all seriousness, I was kind of hoping that we were going to get played up that the Endless is this new species or whatever, and it was just a more advanced Flood. That was really what I was hoping for.
No, because we have to introduce something new again.
I mean, I would have found that immensely funny if that was the case. Just be like, oh yeah, the Endless will destroy us all. And then it's just the Flood.
Yeah. Yeah, everything I've seen seemed fine. It just annoys me, because I'm just like, oh look, they just soft rebooted everything without telling anyone they soft rebooted everything, because, oops, we fucked the canon too hard. We gotta roll some shit back.
Well, I mean, we decided to take what was assumed to be a dead character and turn her evil.
Right, which is why we kill her off screen in this game.
I honestly don't feel like that's a spoiler, because literally by the second mission, you've already found that part out.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler that she is dead off screen. It is more of a case of, wait, who pulled the trigger? Because I don't remember doing that.
And that then begs the question, when did that actually happen?
Here's a better question. When the fuck did any of this happen?
And just how long was Chief knocked out in space?
Yeah, because there's a time skip. There's a clear time skip in the beginning of the game with the pilot, because you start him like clean shaven and stuff, and then he gets bearded and like a slow cut. So it's like, oh, you've been in this debris field for a while. Which means Chief has been just floating in space for a while. There's also apparently a time skip at the end, kind of.
Question mark?
So, supposedly.
That one I don't buy as much, though.
Yeah.
Like, there could be a minor time skip to accommodate the I'm going to explore the map before finishing the game type.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't see it being a whole lot, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems fine, but weirdly enough, I have to see where they go with this to care, because you done goofed the canon once. You gotta try now to make me care.
Also, the whole soft reboot, but we're not calling it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was called way back when we first saw the beginning trailers for this, because yeah, if this isn't okay, we realized we screwed up. Everyone likes Halo 1, right? Let's try that again. Then I wouldn't know what it is.
It is weird. I've seen so many comparisons to Halo 1 from reviewers, and I'm like, okay, this is only like the one mission in Halo 1. Like, the second mission in Halo 1. That's it!
As far as the overworld part.
Yeah.
I really kind of feel like this... I feel like if you're taking like a breakdown of Halo 1 and then putting it, comparing to this game, you're literally looking at half a game here.
Yeah.
And I kind of see it, because I did kind of take my time, and it felt like normal might have been a little harder, or I'm out of practice kind of deal. Because I went into easy and I'm beating the crap out of everything without even trying. Because I was like, screw this, I'm doing easy to get the skulls.
I know I'm dying on normal because I'm being reckless.
That might be it.
I'm just getting in the middle of too many enemies and taking too much damage.
But I also feel like that's too easy to do.
Yeah.
And that might be the problem that I kept running into. Because normally you could run into a group of enemies, clear most, if not all of them out, have enough time to build your shields back up and enough to finish the rest. This game, it feels like once your shield is broken, you better find cover, because if you don't, you're dead.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I quite care for that. But yeah. It feels like a good start. The question's gonna be, where are we going from here?
Hopefully good places, especially with multiplayer, as we'll talk about later.
Oh, you mean like the... Wait, I didn't look at the articles. I better stop right there before I do something stupid.
I was about to say, which one? Because there's two different things about multiplayer that came out this week, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna use one and we'll talk about both. Because the one in the list is for the events.
Okay, the one that I was fixing to say wasn't for that one.
Yeah, I assume the playlist stuff.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
So cool, I can say this one and we're completely good then.
what one did I miss?
So the multiplayer that's not in the game yet, or the split screen multiplayer that's technically in the game right now?
Oh yeah, Someone figured out how to initiate co-op in this game. I forgot about that.
I thought you might have grabbed that, and I was like, wait a minute, I will stop. Because I saw that, I'm like, oh my god, that's funny.
I saw it the other day, and I had forgotten about it, because I think I saw it on something else, and it wasn't in the list of articles I went through.
But the funniest part is it only works on Xbox. PC doesn't work.
Of course not.
I'm like, that is funny. You guys fixed it for the PC release, but didn't go back and fix it?
I mean, it could be worse. You could have released a development build of your video game on a major platform and not the release build of the game. Guess who did that this week?
Who?
Square. Because guess what build of Final Fantasy VII Intergrade is on Epic Game Store?
Oh my god.
It is not a release build of the game. It is a development build of the game that runs like garbage because it has a bunch of debug stuff enabled on it. Oops.
I mean, if anyone's gonna screw up, it's gonna be Square. And it is gonna be with one of its bigger franchises. Because of course it is.
Anything else?
Don't think so.
I am continuing going through Super Robot Wars 30. It is still really good. I am really enjoying it. I'm on like chapter, I think, 6 now of the game. So I'm like a little over halfway done.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it has made me want to go play another tactics game. Because I think I've talked about this before, but Soccer Wars got added as DLC in DLC 1 of the game. And I've liked playing with their units and stuff because I like their characters. But I also found out a really funny thing about the development of Soccer Wars. So, it's a Sega property, so it's an internal Sega dev team that did Soccer Wars. That team, parts of it, went on to go make Valkyria Chronicles. You know, that really good real-time tactics game that I love. So, guess who's eyeballing the fact that Soccer Wars 1 has an English patch?
Oh god.
Or has an English translation?
Oh boy.
So I might be playing that on my own time next year. Once I'm done with 30, because I need to get done with 30 first, because otherwise I will never get done with it.
Fair.
Other than that, played a little bit of Yakuza. I haven't played too much. The new Fortnite season has happened. It is fine. Fortnite is I like to turn this on and play it for an hour or two and then be done for a couple days. I don't need to play this game every day.
Oh, you don't need to play your game?
I mean, pretty much it is.
I think that's probably why I kind of just left with it, because I'm like, yeah. I don't really enjoy it enough to begin with, and then if I want to get anything that I might enjoy, I've got to put so much time into it, so I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah. I think that's my problem with live service games, is that progression on it is by design meant to be slow, which sucks. But also, by some miracle, I have found a mobile game that I actually enjoy playing that doesn't have nonsense gotcha stuff that I despise.
Okay, you said nonsense gotcha stuff, so it still has gotcha stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, it's the most recent Super Robot Wars mobile game that's only out in Japan.
Of course it is.
So, Super Robot Wars X Omega was the one before it, and it's also the one that went, what if we get a bunch of Toku stuff, like Power or like Super Sentai, because it got Gokaiger and Zyuranger in, it got a bunch of Metal Hero stuff, it got Godzilla in there because fuck it, let's go. That shut down recently, and I think it's only on like an offline version. So you can still technically play the game, I think, if you have an account and stuff, or if you played the game before it came out, but you can't do a lot of the online stuff anymore. But they have a new one called Super Robot Wars DD. And you want to know why I decided to try this out?
Why?
Because they added a certain character to it.
What character?
I need to get an image of it because you need to see this first.
I don't even.
So they added Pac-Man because he has a Pac-Man robot, technically, from a toy line recently. So fuck it, that qualifies. Get in here, Pac-Man, who only apparently talks in Waka Waka.
I mean, makes sense.
It has an attack that he turns the enemies into a ghost and then eats them with a power pellet. But yeah, I got to try it out, and you know how much work I had to put in to get Pac-Man as a unit to use?
How much?
So I started a game, I went to the event thing for Pac-Man, I played exactly one map, and I got Pac-Man. That's it.
Huh.
Just, boop, here's Pac-Man.
Waka 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 waka.
And yeah. And it just made me look at the game and go, wait a minute. You just give the characters, don't you? Even if it's a limited character, or if it's like an event character like this, you just get them. You just play a thing, you get them, and you're done. What all the gacha stuff is it's all of your special attacks and stuff. So your really big fancy special attacks, they're in the gacha. Which means your kind of strength is in the gacha, and if you care about the big special attacks, they're in there. But the characters themselves are not locked away behind that. So you get to build the roster that you want, which is all I ever want in any of these gacha games. Yay! All I want is to just earn the characters. Like, the moves and stuff are fine, I'll roll the dice on those. But now, I get to have Pac-Man team up with a Gundam and a Mazinger and whatever else is in this game. Like, if I played it earlier, I would have got Zenkaiser and, like, Zenkaio Juragaon from the most recent Sentai show, so I could have had Pac-Man team up with a Sentai team. Oh well. But yeah, DD's actually a good example of a mobile game that's good, well designed. I like it. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Except for a thing I'll talk about at the end. Because I have made a terrible choice.
Yes, you have.
So, shall we talk about the Game Awards then?
When do we have to?
Yeah. So, the past week or so, the Game Awards happened, and we've got winners for categories and stuff, and I don't want to be mad, but I'm a little mad that a certain duo that I love got fucking snubbed in these awards so goddamn hard. Like, holy shit. So, just to hit some highlights or so. Game of the Year went to It Takes Two, because that's a good video game, apparently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen gameplay. I can actually agree with that one.
Okay. But yeah, Ratchet and Clank, snubbed. Mark that down. Best game direction went to Deathloop. Again, no Ratchet and Clank. Best narrative went to the new Guardians of the Galaxy game. I mean, sure.
I've heard they did pretty good with that one.
Yeah.
Because I watched Gerard's review of it, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of on board with that then.
I think my only problem with it is it does that thing with some current games where the characters won't shut up about stuff when you're doing other stuff.
Yeah, he mentioned that it was a little too handholdy, and I'm like, yeah, fair.
Like,
fair.
if you just wander off to go exploring, your AI party member is going to be like, hey, let's do the main story. Hey, do story. I'm like, please stop that. That needs to stop. I don't need characters to remind me where the main story path is. I know where it is. Leave me alone.
I don't have a problem with games having that in it. I have a problem with games not having a way to cut that off.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those, sure, have that helping hand there if the player wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't force them to have to hold that hand. Like, come on.
Art direction went to Deathloop. Ratchet and Clank is snubbed again. Song and music went to Nier Replicant. Audio design went to Forza 5. Once more, Ratchet and Clank is snubbed. Best performance went to Maggie Robertson for Resident Evil Village. She did the one chick who's only actually in a quarter of the game. Like, literally, she's only in like the first quarter of the game, and then she's dead. She's gone. Games from Impact went to Life is Strange. Best ongoing game went to Final Fantasy 14. No fucking surprise. We'll talk more about 14 later.
Yeah, not the good kind of talk either, unfortunately.
Unfortunately for them, they have too much of a good thing. Because, oops, we can't seem to upgrade our servers fast enough. Best indie game went to Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which I've heard is a good game. I'm sad Inscription didn't get it because I know Inscription's really good. I'm glad 12 Minutes didn't get it because no. Kenna also got Best Debut. Best mobile game went to Genshin Impact, or however the fuck it got pronounced on the show that wasn't correct. Community support went again to FF14. VR AR went to RE4. Innovation and accessibility went to Forza Horizon 5. Once more, Ratchet & Clank is snubbed. Action game went to Returnal. Action adventure went to Dread. I want to say Ratchet & Clank got snubbed here, but
did it really?
At least it went to Dread. I can be happy it went to Dread. Yes, I played Dread, and I know it's really good.
That's one of those, at that point, it's like, did it really?
I just hate that my boys lost every single fucking category they were in.
I mean, I get that, but that one I probably would actually argue with.
Yeah. Best RPG went to Tales of Arise, which apparently did really good. I've seen some of it, and it looks good. Fighting game went to Guilty Gear Strive, which, fucking considering its competition, I'm not surprised, because, like, look at what it's up against. Like, it's up against, your standard anime arena fighter with the popular anime, which is Demon Slayer. Nothing against Demon Slayer, but you are a CyberConnect 2, like, anime arena fighter. You're not doing anything spectacularly new here. Melty Blood, which apparently has fallen off everyone's radar. Nickelodeon All-Star, which I'm sorry, but I don't think you're winning. And Virtual Fighter 5, which is here probably so we can have 5 entries. Because I'm pretty sure no one liked that release of it. Best family game went to It Takes Two, which feels weird. Because I'm like, this feels not quite aimed at kids, considering what's in it.
Yeah. Considering what game kind of is representing, yeah, that don't really feel right.
This seems like one of those adult cartoons rather than a cartoon.
I feel like literally anything else in this list probably should have got that.
Yeah. Sports and racing went to Forza 5, no surprise. Sim Strategy went to Age of Empire 4. Multiplayer went to It Takes Two.
Okay, that one I can understand.
Yeah.
The netcode on it is actually very well mapped out kind of deal.
Yeah.
Because you can have lag between players and it'll still function good.
Yeah. I'm glad it's not New World.
Yeah.
That game has turned into a bit of a mess, shall we say.
I mean, surely not.
And then all these other categories like content creator and the esports stuff and meh. Anticipated game went to Elden Ring. Okay. To be fair, of the 5 of these, it probably has the most exposure at this point. Like,
yeah,
regular people have even gotten their hands on the game because they did a beta. Because, like, let's see, God of War, Horizon, and Breath of the Wild 2 have gotten gameplay, but not that much. Like, Ragnarok the least amount, and I would say Horizon the most, with Breath of the Wild 2 in the middle. And Starfield is a non-existent concept because it is a CG trailer and nothing else. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense that Elden Ring got the most anticipated game.
not hard to get the most when you're the only.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's kind of where everyone else is at the moment.
Yeah, it's also the only one coming out, like, fairly soon. Because it's only, like, I think, like a month or so out. It feels like Elden Ring shouldn't be here, and it should be something else that lines up with the rest of these. So it's a fair category.
Yeah. Fair.
Which is nothing against Elden Ring, it's just, you're a game that is actually a known quantity. The rest of these are still unknown, for the most part. You kind of win by default. But, any thoughts on any of these?
Nah.
I'm sad that Rift Apart is got snubbed so fucking hard. What did it do? What did Rift Apart do to get snubbed in every fucking category in existence?
Entered into I know someone's gonna get mad. A bogus awards show.
I mean, accurate.
Yeah.
But shall we talk about the other half of the Game Awards?
That was one of those I was fully expecting you to be like accurate off of that one.
Yeah.
And I'm fully expecting someone to be like, oh, he did not just say that.
I'm sorry, if you want an actual legitimate award show for video games, go to GDC. Go look up their awards. It's far more legitimate.
Yeah, but they get world premieres. And that's the only reason for this.
about those world premieres. Shall we talk about them? Because I'll be honest, there's not a whole lot here.
I guess so. That was also a semi-clever segue because I forgot what the second article was. Not even gonna lie.
So, the other 3/4 of the Game Awards is the world premieres. Except some of these are in fact not world premieres because they were known games before they showed up here, but world premiere nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just go down this list and talk about them as we go. So we've got, because of the new Matrix movie, an Unreal 5 experience with Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss in The Matrix. Yay! It's free. That's kind of it. I have not bothered to look up anything else because I'm like, oh, this is just a tech demo for UE5? Fine. Okay, I don't care. This one. This one had me like, okay, all right, sure. And then as soon as I saw the developer on it, it just went boom. Just nope, nope, nope. I want no part of this. I may be a Star Wars fan, but nope to all of this. So we've got the premiere of Star Wars Eclipse, which will be an action-adventure game set in the High Republic, which is essentially it's ancient Star Wars stuff, more or less. I honestly don't know that much about the High Republic to start with. It's some new thing they're doing, I guess, to kind of replace the Old Republic stuff, kind of.
And then when this gets boring, they'll go with the Low Republic.
I guess. But this is being developed. But this is being developed by Quantic Dream. You know, those people that have David Cage as the person in charge of their company who is a literal garbage fire of a human being. Who are one of the companies that have been taken to court over their bullshit. And by their bullshit, I mean their very toxic work environment. Their very, very, very toxic work environment. I've read the stories. It's fucked up. And that's before we get into the conversation of the quality of their video games, which are not good. I'm sorry, Detroit Become Human is not good. Especially when they're like, it's not about racism. As we quote Martin Luther King Jr. Verbatim.
Yeah, totally not.
Yeah, sure. So, no to this video game. No. I don't care if it's a well-known IP, which means David Cage is probably on a fucking leash that is an inch long. No.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Doubt it.
Alan Wake 2 is happening. It's coming in 2 years. I don't know if I can be upset about games being announced for 2023 when it's almost 2022.
Yes, you can.
Okay. But this is just a CG trailer announcing, hey, Alan Wake 2 is happening. Yay. The Shadow...
Because to this I say, why is it being announced this early?
Yeah. Shadow of Mordor developers Monolith Productions are working on a Wonder Woman game because...
Because, I mean, we need
Wonder
it,
Woman?
right?
I guess. It's like, honestly, sure. It probably doesn't help that Wonder Woman doesn't have a really good rogues gallery, so we gotta dig deep for this one for villains if we want to follow like the Arkham Spider-Man model, but it's a Wonder Woman game. Unfortunately, it's a CG trailer, which means we get nothing. Moving on. Elden Ring got a story trailer since it comes out in February. That's really it. The new Suicide Squad game got gameplay. Got actual real gameplay in it. Actually looks pretty good. I have nothing bad to say about this outside of, all right, we are killing the Justice League. Like, are we actually killing them, or do we have the option to not kill them?
Probably actually killing.
Probably. We got a trailer for the Halo TV series that's coming to Paramount. I could not tell you thing one that happened in this fucking trailer.
Okay, that's coming at a undisclosed time, if ever.
I mean, they have what looks to be actually shot footage, so it exists in some capacity.
Yep, just waiting for it to get thrown out, like we've done in the past, because reasons.
Yeah, unfortunately, they decided not to tell you what the plot of this TV series is, outside of there is Chief, there are other Spartans, there are ships, and space.
You know why they did that, though. That way, inevitably, when they have to scrap this, then you don't really know anything about it to begin with, so it don't matter.
Fair. If this trailer actually told us what the show was going to be about, sure. But it didn't. So I don't care. You need to tell me what your show's about, therefore I have something to latch onto. I'm not getting excited for a Halo series just because it's live action, because we've done live action Halo several times over now.
Yeah, but Chief, that's enough to pull anything, right?
We've had Chief in live action in Halo stuff officially at this point.
Yeah,
right?
and it did so good. So Chief sells, right? You know that's their mentality, though, is what's bad.
Yeah. Hellblade 2 got some gameplay shown off. It looks good. It's Hellblade. What do you expect? I think this is the first gameplay we've seen for Hellblade 2. I want to say it is. Arc Raiders is a shooter. That's all I remember about it. It's a co-op shooty bang bang.
PvE, I'm always good. I'm always down for that kind of deal.
Yeah. Forspoken is a thing from Square.
Moving on.
There's magic and dragons, and I feel like we've seen this, but
Probably have.
probably, but it didn't look like this, so apparently they've went a new direction on it. Horizon got some new gameplay. Nothing super exciting there. Sonic has his video game showcased. It's Frontiers.
Oh no.
And guess what direction they decided to go?
No.
How do you like your open world games?
Oh no.
What if Sonic but open world?
Oh no. No. No, why? Why?
Because we have to do everything with Sonic except the thing that people like about Sonic.
Okay, but here's the problem. That would be all well and good if they could do the thing that everyone likes about Sonic correctly with 3D Sonic.
Yeah, that's a very few and far between thing with Sonic sometimes.
I swear sometimes Sega has the Nintendo mentality, and they're not Nintendo. They can't just throw ideas at a wall and hope they stick.
But on the better side, we got a trailer for the Sonic 2 movie.
Yeah.
And there is a Canucks, and he does beat the shit out of Sonic.
I mean, he don't chuckle.
Also, interesting enough, it's known that Idris Elba is voicing Knuckles. But on the flip side, Tails' normal voice actor is the one doing Tails in this game. Or this movie, not this game.
Might as well be a game at this point, then.
True. So yeah, it's not, all Hollywood actors, which is good. Give some love to the voice actors. They do good work. They work hard.
Waits on closer to the movie. Well, we had to recast the voice actor.
Yeah.
Because, that tends to happen too much.
Cuphead had a trailer for its DLC that's finally coming June 30th. This has been like several years in the fucking making. Jesus. When did they announce this? It feels like years ago at this point.
Probably because it has been. Because that would not surprise me.
The resurrected Telltale is working on a Star Trek game. Also, they're working on the game for The Expanse. I don't know what this is. Apparently, it's a show. I didn't know it was a show. I thought it was just a thing that Telltale was doing. So it's nice to know that the resurrected Telltale is doing all the same things that got them bankrupt to start with, which is just to do 1001 IP things at the same time.
That's how you rebuild a company, right? Is you just do the exact same thing that failed the first time?
Apparently.
I believe that's actually the definition of insanity, but tomato, tomato.
A Plague Tale Requiem got a new trailer. And then what we got? Jeff Keighley condemned the shit going on with the industry. We'll talk more about that later. We're getting a real-time strategy game for Dune. Why is Dune a thing? I am very confused by Dune.
Reasons. Only explanation for it.
We're getting a new game called Slitherhead from Silent Hill creators. Among Us is going VR. Ooh. Saints Row got a gameplay trailer. I remember seeing this and I liked the look of it. Nightgale from some BioWare devs. I like the look of it. I like its art style. That was about it. Tiny Tina got another trailer since it comes out in March. Crossfire X is coming to Xbox in February. Monster Hunter Rise's new Sunbreak expansion got a new trailer showing off more of it. Silver Remake got announced for PC. It's already out. Dying Light 2 got
well, I mean, is it really already out?
Yeah. Dying Light 2 got a new trailer. Warhammer Space Marine 2 got announced. Destiny 2 trailer. Tunic, which looks cute. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is coming to PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC. Which I would suggest picking up on PC because you can get it in a bundle with Persona 4 Golden and get a discount. Rumbleverse is a battle royale, but everybody does wrestling moves, apparently. And is good? I haven't looked too much into this, but you know what? Sure. We're getting a Lord of the Rings game focused on Gollum. Why?
Reasons?
Plunk Bat's apparently going free to play. I guess that's one way to try to get back to being relevant. Babylon Fall is dated for March 3rd. Okay, I don't remember what this one is, but I incredibly remember this. Thirsty Suitors. I don't know what this game really is about, but the trailer is really good. So you have my interest. There is just this one mechanic lady that is just lifting bigger and bigger things casually throughout the trailer, and I'm kind of on board. Oh, Have a Nice Death. Looks cool. It kind of reminded me of shoot. No, I can't think of it. Hollow Knight. Oddly enough.
Huh.
Like, it has, I think, an action style that's similar, that's more towards Hollow Knight. But I don't think the aesthetic is as hard. Essentially, you play as the Grim Reaper, who is tiny, and he's like, "Oh, I'm fucking tired of all my employees. I'm just gonna go kick the shit out of them, get them back in line." I'm skipping through stuff now.
I kind of figured.
Yeah, there's not much else to talk about. So that's world premieres. There's a couple things in there, but oh god, there's too much. There's some shit here that I don't remember. It didn't help that I was half paying attention because I had it on the background while I was streaming. That is how much I do not give a hoot. So, anything else before we move on?
No.
All right, we need to talk about your multiplayer.
I mean, they fixed the thing.
So, this article is talking about their changes to essentially their event structure, specifically their Tenrai event, which is their Samurai Armor event. So, apparently, you know how we found out that they set up the challenges stupidly and you had to wait?
Yeah.
Where was it? It was in here somewhere. Apparently it wasn't this article. They talked about how apparently you had to complete all of your challenges for a week and then you would get a new set. Somehow it sounded more complicated than it needed to be with the challenges for this event, but they're fixing that. And they're also fixing to where apparently half of it was like challenge swaps and XP boosts. I didn't notice that, but now that I think about it, I think that was the case.
Yes, it was.
Okay. So they're changing that. They're putting in more cosmetics instead of, more of the free-to-play bullshit.
I mean, that was one of the main reasons why I was like, yeah, I don't care.
They're apparently also looking at shop monetization and dropping the prices. I have not even bothered looking at and processing the prices on the shop because I just didn't care. But I've heard it's bad, so I'm like, I could see it. Also, they pointed out how, we can have a Slayer playlist till next year. And then this past week, they put up a Slayer playlist and a Fiesta playlist and I think an Arena playlist.
I wouldn't know why.
Essentially SWAT, but not called SWAT.
I wouldn't know why. It's not like they totally didn't get backlash or nothing and decided to change it right then and there.
Which, I just have to beg the question of, okay, You said it was going to take time to put up a playlist, and then you immediately put up a playlist. Why would it take you that long to put up a playlist to start with? It can't be that much work to make a playlist.
But, I mean, it's so many buttons.
Yeah.
Notice you didn't have a way to argue that one.
Yeah. So yeah, Halo Infinite's multiplayer continues to be just a thing that just makes me go, I'm just gonna go back and play Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, if I want to play multiplayer Halo, no, I don't care about Infinite's multiplayer.
Which, I was in somebody's stream, and I mentioned how, honestly, the Master Chief Collection did everything right that currently Halo Infinite is doing wrong, and I don't understand how they did everything right, and it felt like they were beta testing everything in Infinite in order to do it in 5, and then they fucked it up in 5? Because, literally, 5 has the Battle Pass system. That is the exact same as Infinite. Or not, hey, 5. The collection has the same Battle Pass system as Infinite. It has a shop now, just like Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
It has playlists, like Infinite should have. Like, the progression is better. And the person that I was talking to about this is like, I haven't played Master Chief Collection in months, and I'm like, maybe you should, and you will understand the problem, because this is where people are coming from, because people are coming from Master Chief Collection to this, and that's why everyone's not happy with it, because they went, oh, the collection did this better, what happened? You had it right here. Why did you change it?
What's bad is it's not just that even. It's a case of people like me that's like, yeah, I'm not gonna fool with this crap that is super grind to win, and it really doesn't matter what you want because you're never gonna get it.
Yeah. It probably also doesn't help that I've realized, wait, all we're getting right now is Reach themed armor. Why are we not starting with something that's not exactly what you started with when you started doing the battle passes in the collection, right? Or something that you can go do in the collection and do it better. Halo 5 multiplayer, or Halo Infinite multiplayer, very much confuses me.
I love how you basically just turned into, yeah, there is no Halo 5 Infinite as 5.
They might as well be. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it, because it just felt like, alright, we're beta testing everything, making sure it works, we're making sure people are okay with it in this paid game before we make it free. That way people are happy with it. But then you changed it all, and no one's happy with it. You had months to test this!
Mm-hmm.
Why did you change it?
Money.
Anyway.
They can make money off of it this way.
Right, but they could have made money with what they were beta testing with the collection. So why is it so radically different? What happened?
They wanted to copy other games like 343 keeps doing.
Probably.
Because I might be the only one that mentions it, but yeah, Halo 4's multiplayer, if anyone had ever played a Call of Duty around that time, would recognize it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's the reason I turn it off every time I boot up collection.
I will leave it on every so often kind of deal. Because I do kind of like the maps and stuff, but yeah, no.
So, shall we talk about the serious stuff then? For a little bit.
I mean, we're gonna have to.
Yeah. So, in a change of pace, instead of a large expose on a company being absolutely shitty with a toxic work environment from Kotaku, instead, this is an article, an expose on the shitty work environment by IGN. Specifically, Rebecca Valentine, who did a very large expose on Bungie and talked about their work environment, their very toxic work environment that very much checks all the boxes you should come to expect for a story like this. Assholes in charge, check. Very much misogynistic work environment, check. Work being very hard and long crunch hours, check. But I would say what's come out after this has been I guess a good thing, because the end of this article talks about how there is a push within Bungie to change. It's slow, it's hard, but it's there. There's a push to clean Bungie up and to get rid of a lot of these shitheads and to make Bungie a better company to work for. And the CEO even put out an article acknowledging everything here. Everything in this article saying, yep, that's true. That is all true. But we are doing better. We are trying to be better. And laying out how they're trying to be better. So, progress? I'm gonna say progress. I would say good progress. Hopeful progress.
At the very least, progress.
Yeah, it's progress. It's getting we're going the right way. The needle is moving the right direction. It's slow, but by God, we gotta take every inch we can. So that's good to see. I'm not gonna go through the whole article. I would say go read the article for yourself. It's in our notes. It's probably on your Twitter feed somewhere at this point. Go read it. But the other serious thing we have to talk about, once more, is Activision Blizzard. Hello, Activision Blizzard. You have become a regular for us. Can you stop? Can you not go 2 weeks without fucking something up?
Nope.
And being garbage? I know it's hard, but please.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Apparently, employees of Raven Software have staged a walkout after the previous week were layoffs of a dozen of its QA department. Or a dozen or so employees of its QA department. Technically contractors, but of its QA personnel. It apparently affected a third of its entire QA team. Also, several people who were terminated had recently been hired and relocated to the Madison, Wisconsin office, sometimes out of their own pockets. So, Activision Blizzard, can you not? For fuck's sakes. How hard is it to not be shitty?
Extremely.
Because you're making it very hard to give a shit about anything you put out these days. So I'll be honest, I don't know if I want to touch anything Activision Blizzard for a while. If it even is on my radar. So, yeah, that is continuing to ongoing, and much like it's been the last few times, Activision Blizzard continues to be an ongoing story. So, in brighter news, we have a Splinter Cell remake happening from the Ubisoft boys.
Question mark?
No, officially. Like, this is officially confirmed. We are getting a Splinter Cell remake via Ubisoft, and it will not be open world. This is going to be a very true to the original Splinter Cell remake. Unfortunately, Ubisoft has gotten their nose in the NFT business recently, because they decided to introduce NFT bullshit into Ghost Recon Wild. Yeah, Ghost Recon Wildlands. If you played like 400 hours of that game, or some ridiculously high number, that I just went, fucking why? Fucking god. But anyway, so we're getting Splinter Cell. That's cool. It's nice to see Sam Fisher back. Hopefully it's good. Unfortunately, we're not seeing this anytime soon because we only have confirmation of this because they're hiring for it. So, see you in 3 years, I guess. Anything else?
No.
Alright then. Lastly, the boys of Final Fantasy XIV just have run into the problem again. So, just recently, these past couple weeks, they have released Endwalker, which is their big new expansion that is capping off the story they've been telling since they relaunched with The Realm Reborn. And I will say this, I have seen the end of it, so I watched Emily, PA Master, who does hosting for Arcade Pit. I saw her play the end of this expansion. I will admit, I know barely anything about this video game, and it looks cool as fuck. Like, damn, I feel the hype off this, and I don't know anything. So, y'all did good. Unfortunately, you did too good, because since Endwalker dropped, they have been plagued with long login queues. And to the point that they have now had to pull 14 from stores again to try to alleviate the congestion issues with Endwalker, because their servers are literally exploding from how many people are logging on to play this expansion. To see the end of this story with Final Fantasy XIV. Well, this chapter of Final Fantasy XIV's story. They can't catch a break. Because I also found out something even dumber.
Boy.
There's apparently a login bug. Guess where the origin of this login bug comes from?
Where?
It comes from original Final Fantasy XIV. It is that deep in to this game's code that it is sourced from the original build of this game that is somehow persisted to this day. And they've only just now figured out, due to a ton of people submitting reports and stuff, they were finally able to nail it down that it's because of 1.0.
Holy crap.
Once more, the past of this game somehow haunts it. And I don't know how. Like, how that is, it has to be funny. Because otherwise I'd be screaming at the fact that this garbage version of the game that we murdered and fucking buried to make a new version of somehow haunted you to this day. As one last fuck you. But yeah, that that's the 14 news. I am happy that Endwalker is going over well for people who are getting to play it. I have tried to get to the good stuff of 14 because I've got the free trial thing that goes through like the first expansion. But I'm not to the first expansion, so I'm not to the really good stuff. So anything else?
No.
All right, then. Releases are very few.
And far between.
Mm-hmm. So we kick off on the 20th with Carebots for Switch. On the 21st, Among Us Crew Edition for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. And on the 22nd, Horatio Goes Snowboarding for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. Let's see, 23rd is nothing interesting. 24th
I feel like you're just gonna pick random ones through each days.
I'm feeling that, because there's not a whole lot. Tunnel of Doom on Xbox One. Cure Chase 80s for Switch. On the 25th, American Man for Switch. The 30th? 31st, Evil West for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, and 5. Sam and Max, this time it's virtual for PlayStation 4.
Also, I'm disappointed that you skipped for the 30th, Pawn of the Dead.
Oh, I just see that. Damn. That's a good one. We Were Here Forever for Series X and PlayStation 5, and then on the 1st of the new year, Sorcerer Knights for Switch. It is the end of the year, folks. It is schlock.
Yep, because everyone's done blew their load.
Yep. Which takes us to quick draws, and I have made a terrible decision.
Yes, you have.
I tweeted this out the other day, just as a viewable, since I can't really get this into a single picture. But, and pretty much going, well, my stream plans for next year are spoken for once we're done with Arceus, because, yeah, I'm going to be busy with a thing for a while, so. I've kind of come to realize that nobody knows writer video games outside of, like, 4 of them. Literally 4 of them.
I mean, there's only 4 of them, right?
I'm going to tell you right now, this list is at 50, and I culled it down twice. It would probably reach 70 if I didn't.
It did reach 70. Remember, it was over 70 when you showed me, and you had culled some of it then?
Okay, so it'll probably reach 80 if I didn't cull it at all. So, I've decided, since most of this shit is streamable via emulation, that one might not be the arcade one.
I mean, sure. BizHawk, I think, does some arcade stuff, actually. In all seriousness.
Yeah.
I started out being a smart aleck, but then I think BizHawk actually does handle some arcade stuff.
Well, there's that, and there's Fightcade. The Fightcade has a ton of arcade stuff that isn't just fighters. Which, I don't know what Fightcade uses as a basis.
I don't know.
So yeah, I've decided, and also again, once more, since apparently nobody knows video games that does Toku stuff, at least as extensively as I feel like either of us do. Because I got the question of, I don't know how that plays, when someone told Frozen Stratos, because I will call him out on this, what Memory of Heroes was.
Oh, wow.
You feel your brain just stop and just go, what on that? So I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how this plays?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that one, yeah. There's a few of them on this list that I would be like, okay, yeah, sure, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
That one, though?
So I have taken on the duty of, I am going to stream all of these. I am going to expose people to the history of Ryder via video games. Because you practically get just about every corner of the Ryder universe via these video games. But if you're looking through this list, and you probably are going to notice some key exceptions, there's a reason why. First and foremost, we are not doing the Kamen Rider Zeno game that was on the Sega CD, because that is just the movie with some FMV inputs. That will probably get us taken down. So no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care if the quality of that movie via the Sega CD is absolute fucking garbage because it's the Sega goddamn CD. No, I'm not risking it. Moving on.
I mean, it could be the Philips CDI.
Oh god.
At least the Sega CD was a little bit better.
Don't make me go check the Philips CDI library for a fucking Ryder game.
Please don't.
I won't.
Like that's one that I'm like, part of me feels like there's probably one. The other part of me is like, please don't look because you will add this.
Yeah. Secondly, Traveler Senki. All three All Rider games, or All Rider Generations games. Most of the Climax Heroes games, and all three Battle Red War games are not on this list. Why? Because I've fucking done all those. I did an entire playthrough in one sitting of Battle Red War 1. That is technically a speedrun. Probably. I don't know.
Question mark.
I did all of Traveler Senki on stream. I did All Rider Revolution, the third one of those, on stream in its entirety. I did 2 streams of Super Climax Heroes. I've done Battle Red War Genesis on stream. We're not doing any of them. We're here for new content.
Also, I am just going to point this out right now. I'm sure at this point everyone is like, but Memory of Heroes is on that list. Yes, there's a reason. And it might have been my suggestion.
Memory of Heroes, as the finale of all of this, will be an all rider, all difficulty speedrun of survival mode. So in one sitting...
That depending on what it looks like, I may or may not join for.
So to end this off, we're doing a speedrun of all the riders. So I need to actually get Birth and Protobirth fully upgraded for this, and decide what accelerators to put on everyone, because I'm not going to waste time swapping accelerators. We're going to pick an accelerator for everybody, and we're going to save time.
Fair. Save the frames.
Yeah.
Kill the animals.
Now there are 2 games on here that I technically can't emulate, because one can't work through emulation because no one has developed the technology like with Skylanders to duplicate the figures, so I do have to track down a copy of Summon Ride. Good news, it's apparently like $60 on eBay. And cheaper in other places because it's fucking bargain bin. Also, the figures are cheap as fuck as well. So I'll be picking up a double figure for very cheap for this. Because you bet your ass we're playing the entire game as double. I don't care. Don't at me. And then Climax Ramble, I'll pick up a digital copy on Switch. But otherwise, we can emulate the rest of this shit very easily. I technically have every SNES game as already because, I have the entire SNES library. So we can do all these SNES games. But as I have found out, because I popped into the Soda Pop Discord to drop the image of the riders in the cowboy outfits. Apparently all of the Great Battle games that I have on this list have English translations? Somehow?
Huh.
So, I'm going to work on this in the next couple of weeks or so, figure out what all has an English translation, and I will apply those English translations, and we will do the English translation versions of them. I am also going to note at this point, for anyone wondering if I'm doing the entirety of all these games, fuck no. We would be here for years if I did that.
Maybe not.
I have tested Great Battle 5, and I did not get through the first level.
Okay, maybe.
It would be a while. But yeah, no, we're not completing all these games. What we're going to do is every week on my normal solo stream days, we're going to play about 1 to 2 of these games, show them off, see what they're about, maybe throw them in a tier list to like give a ranking of sorts for them, because why not? Everybody does tier lists these days. Let's do a tier list of random Rider video games. And by the end of the year, we'll have a definitive list. But as an extra bonus, as an incentive, if we crack affiliate before or during me doing this, at the end of it, after we've done the Memory of Heroes speedrun stuff, I will do a stream of a shuffler of a bunch of this bullshit via BizHawk. And we will try to beat something.
I feel like the first 27 is going to be easy to just dunk in the BizHawk and say, shuffle.
I'm sure it will. So, we're going to try to beat something via shuffler. Where the setting's going to be as stupid as I can make them, because fuck it, let's go. If I'm not being miserable during this, I'm not trying hard enough. But yeah, this is more or less the next year after we're done with Arceus. I don't know how long Arceus is going to take. I've heard it's apparently longer than a normal Pokemon game. So it might be closer to March when we get to do this. We'll find out in a month. But yeah, we're doing this. I have signed up for a very terrible thing.
Yes, you have.
Which is on brand, so it's fine.
Fair.
Also, yes, I am giving Genealogy of Justice a second chance. Because I want to see if we can do this game, and I not die in 5 seconds from the boss kicking me in the head from off camera. I swear I've seen so many people be like, I've heard of Genealogy of Justice, and I'm like, have you actually seen it and or played it? Because I have, and it's kind of shit. I'm sorry. This doesn't feel good to play. Also, I can't wait to be the foremost expert on Rider video games. Because, yeah, no, by the end, I will be the foremost expert on Rider video games. So yeah, that is my quick draw, folks. Stay tuned for that list to see updates of when I find out what has English patches and apply them, because I'm just gonna make a folder and just dump the ROMs of everything into it just to make it easier to access them.
I mean, makes sense.
But you don't have a quick draw, correct?
Correct.
So tomorrow. it's time for more Ryuki. I've seen the episodes for this week. I feel like I didn't really pay attention to them because I was kind of out of it.
I haven't watched them yet.
It has a plot line in 2 of the episodes, so I was like, right, I forgot about this. Why was this in Ryuki? I think the more and more we watch this, the more and more I realize, it's a good thing Dragonite went its own direction and just cut 12,000 plot lines from this fucking series. It's for the better. But that is tomorrow. Wednesday, we do Prime Rando.
Yep.
Thursday, we continue Okami. And next Saturday, as long as my capture license in and it functions, which if it doesn't, I think that's more concerning, because then the problem wasn't it was with my computer, and that scares me.
Hopefully
Because
it's just the capture card then.
It should be, because I checked the USB ports and the USB ports are fine, so I don't know then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Saturday should be us getting back to Galaxy. So if you like what you're seeing, folks, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chipping away at that Philly goal. @TGSoon on Twitter gives you updates when we go live. Next Pitch Point Discord and chat gives you Discord link. Drop by, say hi. See you tomorrow, folks.